Hey guys, good morning. We still have to finish our countdown. Let me call it up here. I'm looking at it on my computer while I'm talking to you. It's 21 traits. I got that from introvertdear.com, and we'll credit the writer, someone named Jen Grainman. So I liked this countdown. I've done some other lists where there's stereotypes. I don't like those. You probably don't like me put in a box either. So basically they were me shredding their list, very politely, of course. But anyway, it was fun. I had a lot of laughs when I was doing it. But this one is more thoughtful, and I like sharing things with you guys from my life. And then obviously as a counselor, I feel like I'm an INFJ, times whatever, maximized. Because I've always been this way. I just didn't know it. Yeah. So we did up to 16, I think. Let me scroll. Let me see. Yeah, number 15, where we left off, was about how we care about people. It said that we wouldn't tell them. And I tell them. I tell them after they pass my test. So what I do is I read the question and then we just kind of see what comes up. And also, I just want to take a moment to tell you the empath videos. See, I imagine there's a lot of people out there. I put out a couple of these. You guys are empaths. I don't know if you have the language for that. I don't know how aware or how new you are to being an INFJ. But before I knew that, I knew I was an empath. And I developed ways to help myself. Now, if you look into metaphysics and stuff, I'm a metaphysician, oddly enough, but I don't like woo-woo stuff. I like science, more sciencey things like physics. But they'll tell you, you need to protect yourself. Bullshit, okay? Sorry to go off on this little tangent. You don't need to protect yourself. If you do need to protect yourself, it's just with knowledge. So that's what I'm kind of trying to show you in my empath videos. But you have this. If you're listening to this because it has INFJ in the title, you have this. So if, for your sake, I'm not getting anything out of this, except for companionship and, potentially counseling, but really not too much of that. I just want to give away everything I've learned. The empath stuff, yeah, man. I mean, you can get bounced around your whole life if you don't know that you're absorbing others' moods. So please check that out for yourself. And then I'm going to do metaphysics videos because I want to talk about that because it's fun for me. And also for you guys, I'm married to an ISTJ. All right. Okay. He drives me absolutely crazy. Crazy. I want to tell you everything I have learned about being enmeshed, whatever that word is, with that type. Okay. So, he's a sensor thinker. Oh my God. But that's what he says about me. I do that. I do that to him. So I'm going to show both sides, to be loving and kind and fair. Okay. So I just want to get that away. So I brought that. I feel like you guys should kind of watch some of my other stuff. So number 17, you love learning. No, I'm sorry. I'm on 16. It's Monday. 16, you're usually thoughtful, conscientious, and considerate. Other people who are not as conscientious can seem callous and even cruel. Okay. When I was not as in control of my energy, meaning my thoughts and my thoughts lead to moods, I used to think that people were quote unquote callous or cruel. After I got into metaphysics, I started learning the nature of reality, and that where I put my focus and my attention was key. All right. Then I did not feel, because you'd have to feel like a victim if you thought there was callousness and cruelty out there, that, or if you're not a victim, that there are victims. If you're calling it callous and cruel, it means you think there's danger. So now I see others as just not knowing what I know, and then I would see them in fear. So they're saying, and this is important because how you think about everything is forming your life from that, from your beliefs. That's really important. So I'm quoting this. They're saying that INFJs think others can be callous and cruel. Okay. If you did believe that, you'd have to have a belief system that says there are victims and perpetrators out there. I don't see it like that anymore. I'm a lot happier. That's why I'm telling you this. I just see people as having knowledge or not. Knowledge, and then so it's a question of them being knowledgeable or fearful. That's it. That's all that separates you from others. Yes, I know I of course I see the cruelty. Of course I see the callousness. But I label it different. I have a different belief system about it. They are unknowing. They are fearful. And this allows me to give them compassion. And it allows me to have peace because there's greater things going on if you expand your view, if you make it a very big, broader view. That would be more of like, I have looked into that as far as like our government, things like that usually upset people, or animal cruelty. I've studied these at great length because they were upsetting to me at one time. And now they're not, but I don't add my energy to it. I don't stare at it. I create something different. All right. So, yes, I never know what's going to come up when I do these things with you, but I'm an INFJ. I've been this way, I'm very in tune to myself, and I've had these observations and I've pushed through them. So I don't see any of my traits as negative, where some people box us into that. And I don't see myself as weak. I don't see myself as being bounced around by the world anymore. And it's of course it comes because we're sweet and kind and wonderful and beautiful. But no one's going to save you if you have these perspectives that cause you to be upset. You have to change your thoughts. All right. Okay. So number 17, you love learning, especially when it comes to psychology, self-improvement, spirituality, and certain sciences. I find that to be true, obviously, for me. I mean, big time. But I have an INFJ friend who is a doctor. So she is exemplifying that same energy, just in her own very personal way. So it's kind of neat. We are in a group, and I do think we have a great purpose, a healing purpose, frankly. But then we still have our personality. This is your name, the person that your mom named. You have a personality that'll die one day. That personality came to express itself in some way. So I have a friend that's a doctor. I have another friend that is into self-improvement as I am, and she does identify as spiritual. And spiritual to me, it just means I'm getting my inspiration, my understandings from either inside of me or potentially in nature or cosmic themes. I'm just not going to a group. Religion, you go to a group and there's usually a leader, and you do what the leader says. So I feel like spirituality, that can be a little different. I don't think we're all the same as INFJs, but maybe you go to religion and you have a very deep spiritual nature to yourself, or I don't really know. I mean, I only know like a handful of INFJs, and we're kind of like the same. So I won't speak for others. Now, number 18. When everyone else is gossiping, discussing celebs, talking about trivial things, I don't even like reading the sentence. You often find yourself thinking about outer space, time travel, human nature, meaning of life, and other more epic topics. You rarely try to steer the conversation in that direction, though, because you don't think other people will be interested. Well, obviously, when we don't want to look like, we don't want them looking at us like we have two heads. If we've been in our bodies a while and have our eyes and ears open, we kind of know what everybody else is thinking, and they're not thinking what we're thinking. So it's fun though, because I like to think that I can. I feel like I can see in through people. I call it peering. I feel that I'm looking at the outside, but I'm also peering onto the inside. And it's more than just, I know that they say we have like these inner unconscious calculations that are going on. That's absolutely happening with me. But there's also this, I actually feel like I'm merging with them. Again, that's where we're empaths. So I'm merging with their energy. And I can tell who has an ear for my thoughts. I look in their eyes and I can see. I don't really know how else to explain it. They're kind of getting my attention somehow. They're like somehow radiating it. I don't know what I'm recognizing it. It like it's actually a thing, but I don't physically see auras and stuff. But it's still hitting me. It's still resonating. I'm still getting the energy that, if I get this person in a corner at a party, we can have an interesting conversation. Like, this one I can talk to. So I don't know if you're doing that too. Number 20. When you're passionate about something, it feels like nothing can stand in your way. The INFJ motto is, the impossible takes just a little bit longer. All right, well, I don't know that we have a motto. We don't have like a battle cry. I don't have a battle cry. I have personal opinions. Like I say you should follow your excitement. And I did that video too. That's, you really should watch some of these, seriously, because I know that you're not that different than me. I had a focused education on metaphysics, but it's basically just about life. And you're an INFJ, so you understand these patterns. They're just a microcosm of, your problems are also going on in the world, reflection. But anyway, so the saying, you're passionate about something feels like nothing can stand in your way. Yeah, I mean, that's the idealist part. I love that, riding that rocket of energy. So I would agree with that, except for that stupid motto. 21. Other people see you as wise, insightful, and almost spiritual. Well, for me, yeah, okay. They often come to you for advice and emotional support. You relish your role as the wise one, and you like being needed. But sometimes it becomes too much. You're an introvert, for crying out loud, and sometimes you just wish everyone would solve their own problems and leave you alone for a while. Hey, it's been 20 minutes on that number. For myself, yes, other people see me as wise, insightful, and literally spiritual, not almost. And they do come to me. I actually seek them out. I know who needs something. I look in my world and I can see. It's an inner knowing, I'm certain, and I just go give them what they're looking for and they thank me. I can even do this with strangers now. I started to do it in forums. I write them a personal message. And it's working out, so I'm going to keep doing that. I don't relish my role as the wise one, as they say, although someone has called me that exactly. I have a friend that calls me that. I don't relish it. It's just what it is. I like being needed. I like being useful. I think that's a normal thing, a human thing. If it did become too much, I'm not going to blame other people. I'm just going to pull myself out of public and relax and not try to help anyone. That's all. That's just a balance. So no, I don't, this is a little immature. Wish everyone would solve their own problems. No, and leave me alone. No. I take matters into my own hands. If I feel my energy is drained, it's time for me to back out. Okay? And you have to have faith that other people will figure their own crap out. Your job is to take care of you. Okay? Always. Number one. Yay, you. All right? Don't use that as an excuse. I see people do that. It's not serving them. It's not helping them. That you're an empath, it's an excuse. Pull yourself out. All right? That's good advice right there. Okay, so that's it, I guess. Our countdown's over. So look in the future to, I'm going to tell you all the details of my relationship, because being married to a sensor thinker has been, I've gained a lot of knowledge to tell you. And an appreciation for both of us. Absolutely. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I think I was a little sloppy today. I appreciate you listening if you hung in the whole time. Have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye.